New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So, had an interesting situation where I just got on a city bus with my 2-year-old grandson because he is infatuated with buses, and he wanted to take a bus. And I got on this bus. I hadn't been on a city bus in probably 30-something years. Since I was in high school in Brooklyn, we didn't have bus service. I had to take a bus to school. And I was thinking that, what does that have to do with real estate investing? So what I thought is that I'm giving my grandson what he wants. And we tend to think in real estate investing that it's all about the money. And we don't really focus, and I'm guilty of making these mistakes too. We don't focus on figuring out what it is the seller wants and giving it to them. So let's understand a couple of things. If we make this about the money, and 99% of all newbies think it's about the money, right? So they're terrified to make an offer that's low enough for them to make money because they just assume it's going to be about the money. And if you talk to people who are out of the business and you say, I buy properties at a discount, you get questions like, why would anybody sell you a house at a discount? And the answer is, it can't be about the money if you're going to buy houses, right? If it's about the money, we're going to lose 99 out of 100 times. And I'll say to people many times, I just said this this week to someone, listen, if you're looking to squeeze every dollar out of this, I am not your best option to buy your house. Right? You have other options. You can list it, and remember, 9 out of 10 houses that get sold are going to get listed. You can list it for sale with a realtor, and I can try and help you with that, but that's going to get you the most money. But what are the other things that are important to you? So in that case, one of the things that was important to them was getting some money before the closing so that they can figure out a place to go. So I made an offer, and I may or may not get that house. But I got an offer accepted this week on a situation where the issue was that the seller needed, I needed some time to do some things before I closed, and during that time, the seller was concerned about making mortgage payments. And mortgage payments are pretty high, like over $4,000 a month. And I think it was a rental, and the tenant was leaving, and they were concerned about missing a payment. And I basically confirmed to them, I'll make 3 mortgage payments for you. I'll put money in escrow, and I'll release it. And that was it, right? At that point, they wanted to sell to me. If they had options to make more money, that wasn't as important, right? They still might wait 90 days. I gotta turn on Olympic. They still have to wait, but they wouldn't have any assurance that the mortgage payments would be made. And let's be honest, and they know the truth. Sometimes you go into contract with somebody, and they don't perform, right? They end up screwing you over because you're in contract, they drag you along, and then they use the mortgage contingency to get out of the contract. And it could be 6 months or 7 months where they couldn't make a mortgage payment. And that was a scenario that they did not want to be in. So it's important. And again, and it's so funny because, you get on his podcast, and I know a lot of people that are much more successful than I am that won't do it because we have this thing called an imposter syndrome, because we feel like we're an imposter. I'm telling people how to do things, but I'm not perfect at it. And I'm the first to admit I am far from perfect at almost anything, right? If I have a superpower, it's that I am consistent and persistent. I'm tenacious and I don't give up. But, which is, by the way, most successful people's superpower between you and me. But, so I'm not perfect at what I'm telling you. It's something I struggle with and have to get better at. But you need to, when you're talking to a seller, try and find out what is important to them. And it could be something like the fact that they don't have to clean the house. And it could be something like, time-wise, that they need more time, right? Everybody thinks, I'm going to find people that need to sell in 15 minutes, and they're going to sell to me. I've bought more houses for people that needed more time. They just wanted to get it under contract so they knew they had a price, and they can go out and find a place to go. So it's important that we all understand that when we talk to sellers, we have to really figure out what's important to them. And sometimes sellers won't tell you. Sometimes you have to struggle. Sometimes the seller makes it all about price, which sucks, right? Because, again, we're going to lose on price a lot. So you have to ask the seller, and we have to dig deep on to figure out this to the seller, what is important to them, right? And if it's money, we're probably not going to buy the house, right? If they want this, and I'll salespeople, you're looking to squeeze every dollar out of it. If they say yes, I'm going to say, listen, then I can make you an offer, but it's not going to get you the most money. We should list, right? And sometimes they say they won't list, but so I go into a lot of properties, and they're not bad, right? And I could say to them, why don't you list it? And sometimes they have a good reason why they won't list it. It could be something just in their head. It could be BS, but if they can list it, I'm going to tell them listing it will get you more money, and I'll tell you why you might want to list it with me. But I think it's important to understand that when you get into this business, you think this is all about the money. everybody's going to want the most money, and I need to provide, the guy told me he had an offer for 400, so I have to be better than that. And really, you can only pay 350. The whole thing can't be about the money, right? The whole approach to the seller shouldn't be about the money. It should be finding out if they have a problem that you can solve in some way. And that could be that you pay for his mover, right? He's afraid that he can't afford a mover. That you pay for, what did I just do? I just sent money to a seller. Their issue was they needed $1,000 right away. And they wanted the deposit, the earnest money deposit, to go to them. And I'm like, okay, I'll release it to you. If that's what gets the deal done, I'll do it. So you have to dig and figure out what it is the seller wants. Does the seller have a problem big enough that you can solve it with them giving up some of the equity in their house, which is what we do, right? We buy properties for less than full value, very often because the seller needs us to. Only because the seller needs us to, right? And again, the seller doesn't always tell you, but you have to try. And I still need to improve with this. I'm doing this for 7 years. I still need to improve with it. But it's very important that you have to have the mindset when you go into it that, and I am open with them. If you're trying to squeeze every dollar out of this house, selling it to me is not going to be your best option.
New text message from Desiree Ayala.
Sorry. So I thought that was important, and I thought that my bus ride up and down Pico Boulevard with my 2-year-old grandson sort of illustrated that. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please hit the thumbs up. The likes really help the algorithm. A lot more people get to see my videos. So thank you all for watching and for liking. And I post 5 times a week. Your questions really help me out. So please keep asking them. Send me comments with questions. They can be about anything. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. And if it's simple, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something that I have done recently, a topic I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video on it. If something I haven't covered in a long time or I've never covered it, I will do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.